Jerry's Kitchen Show. Today we're going to do a sweet and sour chicken. One of my favorite dishes, by the way. Most people don't realize how easy it is to make a sweet and sour sauce. So today I thought we would start with the sweet and sour sauce and all the ingredients and then move on to the chicken. What we've got is a nice little pan where we're going to have to heat the sauce. I've got 1/4 cup of white vinegar, a 1/2 cup of sugar or Splenda. I prefer Splenda. 1/4 cup of ketchup for coloring, believe it or not, and a cornstarch flurry, which consists of 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, 2 tablespoons of water, and mix it up thoroughly until you come up with a little sauce. This is how it works. Okay, these are our ingredients. We're going to start out by putting in the sugar, or Splenda, the white vinegar, the ketchup, a little bit to get out of here, okay. Now what we're going to do is move it over to the stove and heat it. And then after we bring it up to a small boil, we'll add the cornstarch. And by the way, I didn't mention the bell peppers. It's just 3 strips of bell pepper like this. Cut them up into strips, and we'll add that at a later point. Okay, we put the sweet and sour sauce over the burner, and it's beginning to come to a boil. The ketchup is a little bit hard to mix in, so as you heat it, it blends right in together. You can see it's starting to come to a little boil there. Now we're going to add in about half of the cornstarch flurry. Not all of it, maybe about half. And of course mix it up. And you'll notice as you start to stir and it comes to a boil, it's going to get thicker. At this point, you'll add your bell peppers. Let it come to a little boil. And that's all there is to it. We're going to set it aside. We're going to set it aside until the chicken gets done. Next, we'll be moving to the chicken and the ingredients for the chicken. Okay, here we go. What we've got here, we've got a mixture here. We've got 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour and 3/4 of a cup of cornstarch. You mix it up real well. Make sure it's mixed up real well. And we've got, probably about 1 pound of chicken tenders. They're cut up in small chunks, so maybe 1/2-inch chunks. And we've got a cup of milk here. We're going to add the milk. Let it soak a little bit, and we'll dredge them through the flour. Okay, here we go. We're going to add the chicken into the flour, or a little bit of the chicken into the flour. Maybe half of it. Make sure it's mixed up thoroughly. What you want to do is get all your chicken coated with the flour and the cornstarch. Simply take the chicken out, make sure all the flour is kind of shaking off the chicken and drop them right into the basket, the deep fryer basket. Don't want to really overcrowd the basket. What I've got here is maybe about a pound of chicken. So I'll just kind of make sure that the bottom of the basket is covered, almost covered. Got to leave a little bit of room. It looks like our oil is up to temperature, so we'll drop it straight into the oil. And we'll cook them until they're brown. Every once in a while I'll give them a little stir. And it takes 3 or 4 minutes for the chicken to get brown. Well, as you can see, the chicken's getting nice and golden brown. Now we're going to take it out and pour it onto a cooling rack. And I'm going to put the cooling rack in the oven about 225 degrees so it'll stay hot until the next batch is done. Now I'm going to put these in the oven until the next batch is done. Okay, now what we're going to do is take the chicken and dump it into the sweet and sour sauce. Make sure it's mixed up real well. Make sure all the chicken is coated. Since the sweet and sour sauce has a little bit of cornstarch in it to thicken it, it makes it stick to the chicken. Well, there you have it. Sweet and sour chicken. Well, there it is. Sweet and sour chicken. I hope you enjoy it as much as I'm going to enjoy eating it here any minute. Join me next time, right here on Jerry's Kitchen Show. Thank you for joining me.